Over 6,000 women and children were slaughtered in what is notably known as a horrible travesty of human genocide. But what's interesting is that while these Nigerian Christians are killed for believing in Jesus Christ, guess what? The Western world has nothing to say. And the reason for this is that the Western leaders really have no morals, despite they like to call themselves international policemen, international authority, where they control other countries' resources and push their values. When it comes down to it, it's all about oil and money. So you can kill Christians. The Western government do not care and refuse to even budge on the issue. Christians being killed and slaughtered all over the world is not in the interest of the Western government, who are nothing more than Satanists, and the reason being is that Christians do not have any oil. Christians do not have any products that the Western world are interested in. But if you do have products that the Western world do want, then what they'll do, they'll pretend they have a common value interest with you. They'll pretend the British values is compatible with yours simply because they want your oil. Jesus said you can't serve two masters at the same time. You must love one and hate the other. The Western government have always tried to serve two masters at the same time. They pretend they're for Christian values. They pretend they're for protecting their country's interest and security. But when it comes down to it, at the same time, they are pushing another set of values which they know full well is not compatible. But in the name of oil, money, and greed, they will serve two masters at the same time. They have no integrity, and hence Christians being killed all over the world, the Western government really does not care. It doesn't bother them, because as the Bible said, and I quote, "You can't serve two masters at the same time." When you try to serve two masters at the same time, there's going to be a conflict of interest. You cannot claim to have the other masters, a good intention and claim to have your heart in the right place. You can't. You must betray one. Hence why the government really don't care about their own people, and they don't care about Christians who are being killed in Nigeria, because their heart is in oil, not in keeping people safe, not in protecting Christian lives. The human rights card has done more evil than good. In the name of human rights, in the name of liberalism, in the name of so-called tolerance, more evil has been done, because as long as you hide behind human rights, you can justify turning a blind eye to murder, genocide, because you do it in the interest of international foreign policy. You act when you want to, and you don't act when it's not in your interest, i.e. oil, business, bankers. So the Western facade of being moral policemen, believing in democracy, believing in the human rights, is false. The government does not believe in human rights. They believe in money. They believe in capitalism. They believe in oil. And that is what makes the world function. It functions on oil. It functions on money. And therefore, Christians being killed left, right, and center does not interest the Western government. They only pretend they care when they get something out of it. Whenever it's going to benefit them financially, whether it's going to benefit them, regarding oil production, Then they pretend that we've got to move into this country spreading democracy, we've got to spread human rights. But when you break it down, you realize, no, they do not spread love, democracy, and human rights. They're doing a business deal. Change the words human rights to business deal. That's what it's all about. They lied regarding Iraq because they wanted oil. They disturbed and broke down Syria for the same reasons. These people are warmongers, and therefore when they see Christians being killed for believing in Jesus, at the end of the day, they're doing what they do best, and that is they're seeing if they can make money from blood being shed. So that's the reason why the Western government are not interested in Christians being killed all over the world, because there's no money in it. There's nothing to gain from it.